Hey guys, Cam here from PhoneDog.com, and thanks to the folks at 3UK, I've been able to spend some time with the new HTC One M9. And while I won't be bringing you a full review, Marco's bringing that, I can bring you some of my thoughts after spending the past couple of weeks with the device. Think of this more as a real life usage feedback rather than a full-on objective analysis. Two key questions arose for me even before I'd switched the device on. Number one was whether or not the phone's camera was actually as terrible as people said it is, and number two is, does it get really hot? And I'll answer those in reverse order. And I'll say this, no, the phone doesn't get unbearably hot. When I first got it and I switched it on and I was playing for it for a good few hours straight, yes, it did get warm. And even my son handed the phone back to me after playing a game for a little while, saying it was too hot. But then I got a software update, and since then I didn't experience a single issue. So clearly whatever problems there were at the beginning have been fixed, so no, you shouldn't worry about whether the phone gets too hot or not. It still gets a little warm during extended use, but no warmer than, say, my iPhone 6 Plus would get. Secondly, the camera isn't as terrible as I feared. It's not amazing by any means, but it's not terrible. Now what you will find with this camera is that it does tend to overexpose absolutely everything. So with the brightness boosted way too high, you do get some noise and you lose some detail and contrast and colour. But if you play with the settings a little bit, you can easily take care of those. And since I'm already criticizing the device a little bit, let's move on to the display, which is also a little bit faded and lacking in color. It just doesn't seem as good as previous HTC display panels. It's bright and sharp, and on its own you might not think there's anything wrong with it, until you try a display on the Note 4, Galaxy S6 or Nexus 6. Even the Xperia Z3's display is more lively than the HTC One M9's. And also, those bezels are ginormous. With that said, there was a lot about it I did like. First off, I love the way it looks. Its brushed metal back and gold trim really do have a classy feel to them. Catch it in the right light and it looks stunning. There's a solidity and a refinement to it, and it's nowhere near as slippery as its predecessor. Second, it's incredibly fast. I mean, this thing just doesn't hang about. Animations and transitions between apps are so fast it's almost instantaneous. The Snapdragon 810 processor makes this thing fly. And the Dolby-powered boom sound, just wow. Games and movies are so much more immersive than any other phone out there. Even other devices like the Xperia Z3 that do have stereo front-facing speakers just don't have anything on the speakers on the One M9. It's not just the volume, it's the quality of the audio. It doesn't distort and even manages respectable levels of middle and bass frequencies. None of my complaints from using the HTC One M9 are that serious. HTC just hasn't really excited me with the M9. And maybe that's my own fault, because I was so blown away by the M7 and the M8, I was expecting a similar kind of wow, blow my face away experience with the M9. But that didn't happen. Instead, we got this sort of gradual refinement over last year. We got incremental improvements. And here's the killer. I've realised in my time with the M9 I've not once found myself upset or frustrated at anything. Sure, it has its imperfections, but nothing drastic enough to make me want to pack it away and send it back early to 3. I guess that means it's actually pretty great. I've been Cam, I'm at PhoneDog_Cam on Twitter. You can grab me on there, follow me, send me your questions or suggestions, or just use the comments down below and I'll get involved as and when I can. I will see you again soon.